Hello, my lovelies. It is time for another round of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. And in Have I Read It, you get to help pick what I read. So the way this goes is I react to a haul that's over 3 years ago, and I tell you if I've read the book, if I've unhauled the book, or if I still have it and I haven't read it. And out of the books that I still have and I haven't read, you get to vote on which book or books you want me to read. And there is a gnat flying around my face. And depending on the number of books in the I have but haven't read it, that will determine how many books I have to pick from your votes. So if I've read, if I have a 1 to 10 unread, then I will pick the number 1 voted book. If I have 11 to 20, I'll pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. So today I'm going to be reacting to my Book Expo BookCon YA Adult Book Haul Part 2. There was like 64 books all together that were adult and YA, and so I had to split them into 2 videos. So this one has 32 books in it, and I'm nervous. Let me connect my Bluetooth because I haven't done that yet, and we will get started. All right, I've got my Bluetooth earbuds connected. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have part 2 of my BEA and BookCon YA and adult book haul for you. So stay tuned. So I ended up with 64 YA and adult books from BookCon and BEA. So I decided to split this into 2 videos. I've already done part 1 and I did 32 books in that one, and I have this other gigantic stack here of another 32 books to show you. Oh, I hope it doesn't fall over. All right, well, let's just jump right into it. So the first book I have on top here is Forget Me Not by Brenda Jackson, and I think maybe this is already out. I don't know if I still have that one, so I have to check. Hold on. Okay, so I believe that I actually unhauled this one because it was the second book in a series, and I don't have the first book, so I'm pretty sure I unhauled that. All right, let me get back to the video. All right, next up. And next we have The Princess Plan, A Royal Wedding by Julia London. I have read that one. I can't remember if I unhauled it or not, but I'll just mark that one read. All right, next. Okay, next we have Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banghart. This comes out July 2019, so it may actually already be out. I don't know about Queen of Ruin. Let me check. Okay, I think I may have unhauled that one because, again, it is a sequel and it doesn't look like I have Grace and Fury, which is the first book. So I'm just going to mark that one as unhauled. Next. Okay, next up we have Trans Plus, Love, Sex, Romance, and Being You by Catherine Gonzalez, MBA, and Karen Rain, PhD. I do still have Trans Plus, and I have not read it, so let me pull that one up. Okay, this says Trans Plus, Love, Sex, Romance, and Being You is an all-inclusive, uncensored guide for teens who are transgender, non-binary, gender non-conforming, or gender fluid. Trans Plus answers all your questions, easy and hard, about gender and covers mental health, physical health, and reproduction, transitioning, relationships, sex, and life as a trans or non-binary individual. It's full of essential information you need and want to know, and includes real-life stories from teens like you. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote Trans Plus. All right, next up. Next up, we have The Speed of Falling Objects by Nancy Richardson Fisher. I have read and unhauled this one. Next. Next up we have Today My Name is Billy by Neil Parisi. I have also unhauled this one. Next. Next up we have Bindi and the Ink Machine, Dreams Come to Life, an original novel by Adrian Kress. I have read that one. I think I unhauled that to Xander. So, next. Okay, next up we have Cursed, which is illustrated by Frank Miller and written by Thomas Wheeler. I have not read Cursed. However, I unhauled that to my friend Clint. Next. Okay, next up we have Trinity Sight by Jennifer Given. I believe I've unhauled that one. Let me check. Okay, yes, I have unhauled that one. Next. Next up we have Clear My Name by Paula Daly. I don't know. Let me check. So I actually have read Clear My Name and I unhauled it. Next. Next we have Light from Other Stars by Erica Swiler. I don't know about this one. Let me look. Okay, I do believe that I still have this one and I have not read it. This says 11-year-old Netta Pappas is obsessed with becoming an astronaut. In 1986, in Easter, a small Florida Space Coast town, her dreams seem almost within reach, if she can just grow up fast enough. Theo, the scientist father she idolizes, is consumed by his own obsessions. Laid off from his job at NASA and still reeling from the loss of Netta's newborn brother several years before, Theo turns to the dangerous dream of extending his living daughter's childhood just a little longer. The result is an invention that alters the fabric of time. Amidst the chaos that erupts, Netta must confront her father and his secrets, the ramifications of which will irrevocably change her life, her community, and the entire world. But she finds an unexpected ally in Bethine, the mother she's never quite understood, who surprises Netta by seeing her more clearly than anyone else. Decades later, Netta has achieved her long-held dream, and as she floats in anti-gravity far from Earth, she and her crewmates face a serious crisis. Netta may hold the key to the solution if she can come to terms with her past and the future that awaits her. Light from Other Stars is about fathers and daughters, women and the forces that hold them back, and the cost of meaningful work. It questions how our lives have changed, what progress looks like, and what it really means to sacrifice for the greater good. And that sounds really interesting. So if you want me to read this, vote Light from Other Stars. We're not doing too bad. I'm about a quarter of a way through this, and I've only had 2 so far, so that's not bad. All right, next up. Okay, next up are the first 2 books in a series, and I believe it's called The Sunlit Lands by Matt Mikolos. So we have book 1, The Crescent Stone, which came out in August of 2018, and then book 2, The Heartwood Crown, which comes out in August of 2019. Okay, so I might have spoken too soon. I usually do. I haven't read either of those, and I do still have them. So let me see. Okay, this says, a girl with a deadly lung disease, a boy with a tragic past, a land where the sun never sets, but darkness still creeps in. Madeline Oliver has never wanted for anything, but now she would give anything just to breathe. Jason Wu skates through life on jokes, but when a tragedy leaves him guilt-stricken, he promises to tell only the truth, no matter the price. When a mysterious stranger named Hanali appears to Madeline and offers to heal her in exchange for 1 year of service to his people, Madeline and Jason are swept into a strange land where they don't know the rules and where their decisions carry consequences that reach farther than they could ever guess. Also sounds very interesting. So if you want me to read this, vote The Crescent Stone. All right, continuing on. Okay, next up is a retelling, and you guys know I love a good retelling, and this one sounded really cute. This is Fran Kiss Stein by Jeanette Witherson. I have unhauled that one. Next. Okay. Next up is this beast. It is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chabrowski. Let me see. I'm not sure. And that one makes me nervous. Okay, that's one I did unhaul. Okay. Whew. I was nervous there because that's a big book. All right, let me get back to the video. All right, next up. Next up, we have The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I have not read that one, and I think I still own it. Let me double check. Yes, I do still own that one. Okay, this one says 17-year-old Aderin Wren only cares about two things: her family and her family's graveyard. And right now, both are in dire straits. Since the death of their parents, Wren and her siblings have been scraping together a meager existence as gravediggers in the remote village of Colburn, which sits at the foot of a harsh and deadly mountain range that was once home to the Fae. The problem with being a gravedigger in Colburn, though, is that the dead won't always stay dead. The risen corpses are known as bone houses, and legend says that they're the result of a decades-old curse. When Ellis, an apprentice mapmaker with a mysterious past, arrives in town, the bone houses attack with a new ferocity. What is it that draws them near? And more importantly, how can they be stopped for good? Together, Ellis and Wren embark on a journey that will take them deep into the heart of the mountains, where they will have to face both the curse and the long-hidden truths about themselves. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote The Bone Houses. Okay, so we are up to 5 now, but we're almost to the halfway point, so let's continue on. Next up, we have The Truth Is by Nonija Ramos. I don't know about that one either. Okay, it looks like I do still have this one. This says, a powerful exploration of love, identity, and self-worth through the eyes of a fierce, questioning Puerto Rican teen. 15-year-old Verdad doesn't think she has time for love. She's still struggling to process the recent death of her best friend, Blanca, dealing with the high expectations of her hardworking Puerto Rican mother and the absence of her remarried father, and keeping everyone at a distance. But when she meets Danny, a new guy at school who happens to be trans, all bets are off. Verdad suddenly has to deal with her mother's disapproval of her relationship with Danny, as well as her own prejudices and questions about her identity, and Danny himself, who is comfortable in his skin but keeping plenty of other secrets. So if you want me to read this, vote The Truth Is. All right, next. Okay, next up is a finished copy of I'll Never Tell by Catherine McKenzie. I do believe that I still have this, and I have not read it. This one says, deeply buried secrets make for a disturbing family reunion in best-selling author Catherine McKenzie's tantalizing novel of psychological suspense. What happened to Amanda Holmes? 20 years ago, she was found bludgeoned in a rowboat at the McAllister family Camp McCall. No one was ever charged with the crime. Now, after their parents' sudden deaths, the McAllister siblings return to camp to read the will and decide what to do with the prime real estate the camp occupies. Ryan needs to sell. Margot hasn't made up her mind. Mary believes in leaving well enough alone. Kate and Liddy, the twins, have opposing views. And Sean Booth, the groundskeeper, just hopes he still has a home when all is said and done. But it's more complicated than a simple vote. The will stipulates that until they unravel the mystery of what happened to Amanda, they can't settle the estate. Any one of them could have done it, and each one is holding a piece of the puzzle. Will they work together to finally discover the truth, or will the secrets finally tear the family apart? Interesting. So if you want me to read this, vote I'll Never Tell. All right, next up. Next up, we have Best Day Ever by Karen Ruda. I'm not sure about this one. Okay, I do believe I still have this one, and I have not read it. So this says, I glance at my wife as she climbs into the passenger seat, and I'm bursting with confidence. Today will be everything I've promised her, and more. Paul Strom has the perfect life, a glittering career as an advertising executive, a beautiful wife, 2 healthy boys, and a big house in a wealthy suburb. And he's the perfect husband, breadwinner, protector, provider. That's why he's planned a romantic weekend for his wife, Mia, at their lake house, just the 2 of him, and he's promised today will be the best day ever. But as Paul and Mia drive out of the city and toward the countryside, a spike of tension begins to wedge itself between them and doubts start to arise. How much do they trust each other? And how perfect is their marriage? Or any marriage, really? Forcing us to ask ourselves just how well we know those who are closest to us. Best Day Ever crackles with dark energy, spinning ever tighter towards its shocking conclusion. In the best-selling, page-turning vein of The Couple Next Door and The Dinner, Cara Ruda, we use a gripping, tautly suspenseful tale of deception and betrayal, dark enough to destroy a marriage or a life. Okay, so if you want me to read this one, vote Best Day Ever. I'm getting nervous now because we're just barely over the halfway point and we're already up to 8. Yikes. I so spoke too soon with that before. All right, next up. Okay, next up is War Girls by Tochi Amaguchi, author of Beasts Made of Night. I do believe I've unhauled War Girls. Next. Next up we have Brunch at Bittersweet, a supper club novel by Carla Lorano. I have read that one, but I believe that I unhauled it. Next. Okay, next up we have Followers by Megan Angelo. I'm not sure. I have to check. Okay, I do believe that this is one that I have unhauled. All right. Continuing on. Okay, next up is How Quickly She Disappears by Raymond Fleischman. I'm not sure about that one either. Hold on. Okay, I have unhauled that one. All right, next up. Next up, we have The Secrets We Kept by Laura Prescott, and this is a Book Expo buzz pick. I don't know. I think maybe I unhauled it, but I'm not sure. Yes, I do believe I have unhauled that one. All right, next up. Next up, we have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. I have not read that one. I do believe that I still have it. Let me double check though. Yes. Okay. This one says, a striking and surprising debut novel from an exhilarating new voice. Such a Fun Age is a page-turning and big-hearted story about race and privilege, set around a young black babysitter, her well-intentioned employer, and a surprising connection that threatens to undo them both. Alex Chamberlain is a woman who gets what she wants and has made a living with her confidence-driven brand, showing other women how to do the same. So she is shocked when her babysitter, Amira Tucker, is confronted while watching the Chamberlains' toddler one night, walking the aisles of their local high-end supermarket. The store security guard, seeing a young black woman out late with a white child, accuses Imra of kidnapping 2-year-old Briar. A small town gathers, a bystander films everything, and Amira is furious and humiliated. Alex resolves to make things right, but Amira herself is aimless, broke, and wary of Alex's desire to help. At 25, she is about to lose her health insurance and has no idea what to do with her life. When the video of Amira unearths someone from Alex's past, both women find themselves on a crash course that will upend everything they think they know about themselves and each other. With empathy and piercing social commentary, Such a Fun Age explores the stickiness of transactional relationships, what it means to make someone family, and the complicated reality of being a grown-up. It is a searing debut for our times. All right, so if you want me to read this, vote Such a Fun Age. Let me get back to the video. All right, next. Okay, next we have The Remaking by Clay McElroy Chapman. I have unhauled that one. Next. Okay, this next book totally had me from the cover. It is We Are Never Meeting in Real Life. Essays by Samantha Irby. I believe I still have that one. I'm going to double check though. Okay, yes, I still have that one. This one says, sometimes you just have to laugh, even when life is a dumpster fire. We are never meeting in real life. Bitches Gotta Eat blogger and comedian Samantha Irby turns the serio-comic essay into an art form. Whether talking about how her difficult childhood has led to a problem in making adult budgets, explaining why she should be the new bachelorette, she's 35-ish, but could easily pass for 60-something, detailing a disastrous pilgrimage/romantic vacation to Nashville to scatter her estranged father's ashes, sharing awkward sexual encounters, or dispensing advice on how to navigate friendships with former drinking buddies who are now suburban moms. Hang in there for the Costco loot. She's as deft at poking fun at the ghosts of her past as she is at capturing powerful emotional truths. And there's like a list of some of the chapter titles. Like My Bachelorette Application, A Blues for Fred, The Miracle Porker, Do You Guys Pay Your Effing Bills or What? You Don't Have to Be Grateful for Sex, A Christmas Carol, Happy Birthday, A Case for Remaining Indoors, A Total Attack of the Heart, A Civil Union, Mavis, F It Bitch, Stay Fat, Nashville Hot Chicken, I'm in Love and It's Boring, A Bomb Probably, The Real Housewife of Kalamazoo, 13 Questions to Ask Before Getting Married, Yo, I Need a Job, Feelings Are a Mistake, and We Are Never Meeting in Real Life. This also sounds amazing. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote We're Never Meeting in Real Life. And with that one, it puts us at 10. So, we still have a little bit left. Not quite a quarter left. So, if we get even one more book, I have to read at least the top 2. All right, next up. Next up, we have Where the Stars Lead to You by Ronnie Davis. I have read this one, and I do still have it, I believe. All right, next up. Next up, we have The Wives by Taryn Fisher. I have read this one, and it's probably one of my top thrillers ever. I love it. Next. Next up, we have The Passengers by John Mars. I have read this one and very much enjoyed it. Next. Next, we have The Escape of Light by Fred Venturi. I don't know about this one. I have to check. Okay, it looks like I do still have this one. Okay, so this says, Wilder Tate just wants a normal life with a normal face. Burns have disfigured him, his father has passed away, and his mother now works so many jobs he feels like he's living alone. He expects more of the same loneliness as he starts at a new high school, but Wilder surprises even himself as he finds a new best friend, discovers a knack for basketball, and catches the eye of the coolest girl in school. All the cruelty and bullying seem reserved for the enigmatic Lane McKenzie, and Wilder is all too happy to let her take the heat. But sometimes Wilder is his own worst enemy, and his scars run far deeper than just physical damage. He's haunted by a secret he thinks he can erase with a bold and risky plan to fix his disfigurement for good, a plan that may cost him far more than he ever imagined. Filled with twists, heart, and humor, The Escape of Light is a bold and unexpected story of resilience, love, and basketball from the acclaimed author of The Heart Does Not Grow Back. So if you want me to read this, vote The Escape of Light. And that puts us at 11, which means I do have to read at least the top 2 voted books. Probably not going to get up to over 20 at this point. But yeah. All right, continuing on. And this is the last book in my BEA BookCon YA and Adult book haul. Actually, it is my last book in my BE8 and BookCon, all of my hauls. And that is The Killer Across the Table, Unlocking the Secrets of Serial Killers and Predators with the FBI's Original Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olsacker. Okay, so I unhauled that one to Xander because that was the whole reason I picked that one up, because it wasn't one that I was actually interested in myself. So yay, that's it. That's all of them. I have 11 books that I have and have not read from this haul, and you get to vote on which two, and you can put it for, you don't have to say just 2 books. All the books you want to vote for, put down in the comments below, and I will take the 2 top voted books. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!